Welcome back to the Medium Cool Show. Today, we're going to be talking about a new movie that just came out that we're both very excited for, called Argylle, directed by Matthew Vaughn.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Argylle is an underrated picture.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, it was... I have to ask, like, what were your expectations going into the picture? And then, like, how was it, like, when you watched the movie? Because for me, it was totally different.
So Matthew Vaughn, we talk about Guy Ritchie a lot on this channel. We're both big fans of Guy Ritchie.
I'm a big fan of Matthew Vaughn, though.
You're a big fan of Matthew Vaughn. I'm not so much a big fan of Matthew Vaughn. I think some of his stuff is, like, kind of cheesy. Even Kick-Ass was, like kind of cheesy, And there's...
Damn.
Even though it was, like, kind of paved the way for, like, those grimy superheroes. It was, like, Kick-Ass and Watchmen and stuff.
Deadpool,
now we have, like...
Deadpool, yeah.
Like, now we have, like, all the ones, like, The Boys and stuff. But, like, even Kick-Ass for me was, like, a little cheesy. And then... I don't know, like the Kingsman 1 was good, but Kingsman 2, I was like, all right, I feel like they missed a step here. It was a little like missed beat. I didn't see the newest Kingsman.
I did.
I know you did. I know. You love it. But I do like Matthew Vaughn because I think we were talking about this after we saw the movie. We're like, Guy Ritchie and Matthew Vaughn have like the same sort of style. They go about it, like execute it very differently. But, like, in the sense, like, their pacing is, like, very similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I kind of like that. Like, the kind of, like, upbeat, like, British crime kind of, like, grime to it, you know?
Yeah, they're, like, two sides of the same coin, I would say.
Exactly.
And I feel like when you have that Guy Ritchie itch, like, when I see him go and see a Matthew Vaughn movie, I get that itch.
Yeah.
Like, done. But I feel like he's, like, in his own lane.
He is.
Like, they're similar, but, like, different. Like, They come from the same. They're cut from the same cloth, if I would say. But they are.
He produced like Lock, Stock, right? And like he was like there from the beginning. Yeah, so they like came up together. Like it makes sense that they like have a similar aesthetic and a similar like way of thinking. Going back to my point, like so I kind of came into this movie with low expectations, but I left pleasantly surprised. I had a lot more fun than I thought I was gonna have.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for when you go to the movies.
Oh yeah, it was like dope. It was dope. Like when you watch the trailer, it's like it almost seemed like this romantic writer comedy type thing. But I'm like, this is like Matthew Vaughn. Like it has to be like some Kingsman shit.
Twisted Mind.
Yeah, from the Twisted Mind of Matthew Vaughn.
Dude,
bro.
The Twisted Mind.
Yeah.
And it really came out here, dude.
It was twisted. It was PG-13, bro. Yeah. It's like his first PG-13 movie since like X-Men First Class.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think so, because all the Kingsmen are rated R. But if you're a Kingsman fan and you like that, then this will definitely scratch your itch. Because that's why like when I saw when I like Matthew Vaughn, like he hasn't missed for me. Like he hasn't like so I've been seeing all of his movies since Kingsman 1. Like I go to the movies, I see it, and like. Honestly, like this one, it could have been a miss, but it wasn't. It was actually just like, it's just what I needed.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of like, but it was very surprising though. Like it was a very surprising, like it was unpredictable. I think it was a really unpredictable movie. Like you think you know what's going to happen, but then it's just fucking things get revealed, like double cross, triple cross.
I did not see the twists coming, genuinely.
Yeah.
Like it really like surprised me. I wouldn't say it was like groundbreaking, but like, again, pleasantly surprised by the twist. So like kept me on my feet,
He has such a good sense of pace, and I love his edits, and it's just like the action is always so cool. And they really like pumped in the budget for this movie. It was like $200 million budget from fucking Apple. So it was like, and you can like it like goes on. It's like 2 hours 20 minutes, but it's just like scene after scene, like action scene after like you think it's over, you think the climax happened, but it hasn't happened. It's just like you really go to the cinema and get like your penny's worth when you go to like a movie like this, you know what I mean? You're not like left like unsatisfied.
Yeah, I know. I expected to be like a little let down, like kind of like Rooster Gira last year, when we saw that. I was like, Yes, I didn't really scratch my itch. Like, it was cool. I'm happy I went and saw it, but it didn't really scratch it. This definitely scratched my itch. I was like, okay, this was like a fun theater experience. They can walk out of here and be like, I'm glad I saw that movie. You know?
I love the part where Bryan Cranston is chewing out that guy and he has the shotgun.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's like, it won't happen again. It won't happen again. And he's like, I know it won't happen again. And then he like points it at him and then he turns around and like puts it on his shoulder and
like
shoots
he's
him.
like gonna go away and then shoots him. Yeah. There's that fucking guy that's in everything too. Like, you recognize the guy he shot?
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, the guy that he shot at the beginning. Like, I recognize that guy everywhere.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know.
The acting in this is really good too. I mean, like, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
What's her name? Catherine.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill is really making his way across the pond now because he's working with Guy Ritchie on Man from U.N.C.L.E. and shit. And
well, he's from there, you know.
Yeah, but he's coming across the pond from like the DC stuff, and he's kind of like made these relationships with Guy Ritchie, and Guy Ritchie probably talked like Matthew Vaughn's probably met him, but he probably called Guy and said like, hey, what do you think about this bloke like Henry Cavill? And he's like, oh yeah, he's a good chap. Like, I'm gonna put him in my movie. And then he cast him in this, and then he's gonna be in the Ministry of Undeadly
Warfare, dude. I'm so pumped for that movie.
Yeah, that looks fucking like sick as fuck.
Yeah, and I mean, it all stems from Man from U.N.C.L.E., right?
Yeah,
that's when they first worked together.
Yeah.
So,
but like talking about the premise of this movie, this premise of the writer, she's like everything she's writing comes true.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be about
like she's becoming a spy. Right?
Yeah, it's gonna be like she's becoming a spy, or like she's just like really good at like she does a lot of research, and that's what the CIA does. It's basically like she's like such a good writer because of all the research she does and like just everything she has to look up and write. She's a really good writer and like very like smart. So she's like able to like see see things happen before the CIA, and they actually get like her predictions are right, you know. And I thought it was going to be like a romantic love story, like Sam Rockwell falls in love with her and like brings her on their mission, and she becomes a spy eventually, and like she has the arc. She does have an arc.
Yeah.
She has a crazy arc. Like a crazy arc, but it's not like what you expect it to be.
It really is not what you expect. And like I feel like there's 2 twists in this movie, or like at least 3 or something, that because it keeps like doing one over the other, and you're like, oh, that's crazy. Like it definitely keeps you interested because like you were saying, like I think I went into it too with like, okay, I know like how this plays out, but then like it totally subverts my expectations, you know, and that was like really fun. That's what definitely like I think paves the way for like how fun this movie is like the twists and like the way they're able to hide it so well, you know. And
Sam Rockwell is like really fucking good. Like
oh my god, he's an amazing actor, and Bryce Dallas Howard's like really good in this too. Like Bryan Cranston's a great villain. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say like enough about like how much fun I had watching this.
Yeah, it's entertaining, and like it's entertaining enough, and like the action sequences are really good. And I think that sometimes though, like the music was like too much sometimes. Like with the action sequences, like it's like it's like a music video action sequence.
Yeah, I think the CGI too. I mean, like Matthew Vaughn loves his CGI for sure. And I do think like CGI kind of gets a bad rap because like everyone's like, oh, practical is so much more charming, you know. If you have bad CGI, then like it's just like a bad movie. He really leans into the CGI, and like I kind of appreciate that, you know.
Yeah.
I do think it was a bit much sometimes, like with the smoke and stuff, and this scene where they're like cutting in between like Henry Cavill and Sam Rockwell when they're fighting on like the train. That was really distracting for me.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was pretty fluid, but
I wanted to see like a Kingsman like church scene. That's what I thought it was gonna be. Like I felt like it kind of distracted from what it could have been. Like a Kingsman.
But I think the Kingsman church scene was when she was ice skating on the oil.
Yeah.
For me, like that was like the coolest part of the movie. That was the best. Like that wasn't the guy in the theater. I don't know if you heard the guy go like.
Yeah.
When she's like spinning around with the machine gun and shit.
Yeah, I did.
And it's like it has like shoot 'em up, but also has like that crazy. Yeah, dude, the ice skating scene is like the best action sequence I've seen in like a while. That was like a really cool like
that was
minus the music. It's really great.
Yeah.
Is it a perfect movie? No, dude, it's not. Like people like I don't know what to say. People don't like I fuck with this.
I know. I kind of went into also. I'm guilty of like having reviews influence my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went in like kind of knowing that I kind of got like lackluster reviews.
Yeah.
So I kind of didn't really expect much, but I mean, it just goes to show that like you just have to form your own opinion.
Yeah, and for like movies that have like this is the first 2024 release I've seen.
Yeah.
Like for a movie that's 2024.
Yeah.
I've seen like come out in 2024. Like for movies that are coming out, like going to the theater and seeing this was like in February, like that was dope.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's worthwhile.
It's just like a fun movie. Like it's just like a fun, good little picture, and I like Matthew Vaughn a lot. Like I said, like he hasn't missed for me, dude. Like I'm gonna go see his next movie.
Yeah, I'm probably going to now too. I think I have to go back and watch that last Kingsman and see. Because there's like a tie-in with Kingsman like world. And
it's the same. It's the same universe.
Yeah, but yeah, check it out. Let us know what you think.